Okay. Now I think we can, oh no, I want to do the back here. Got to clean the back up here, pardon me. I'm going to make another stop cut here. Now the back is going to have not much going on in the back other than the gold trim is about it. But we do need to shape the shoulders a little bit. Not only the shoulders, but the back of the arms a little bit. We're going to be doing some more scooping in a little bit here. Let's clean this. Let's separate the back with the hair. Okay. Now you see the back is it's still a little too boxy. Let's see, can we do this with this here? So you can do this without goofing up here. Be careful, I don't take too much. Whack that hair out of there. So I want to bring the shoulder forward a little bit, or actually in this case back. We're cutting back the wood to bring the shoulder back a little bit. Oh, that's the right way to put it. There, see how that rounds? See, there's still more to work on, but the reason why the shoulder looks a little wider is because of the cloak, and that's why if we carve in a little more, I think that's probably not too bad right there. And of course it's going to give you the impression that the shoulder is much bigger because of that cloak. Now the other thing that I want to do, and if you did this according to my cutout, let's look at the shoulders. He still looks a little hunchy, but that's probably because of the cloak. We might straighten that a little bit, but you gotta, from the shoulder, or from the elbow to the shoulder, you're gonna be coming in. You don't want this to go straight up. You're gonna be coming in. That's the same on both sides. I'm thinking right now the shoulder might be a little too long, or a little too high, I'm sorry, but I won't know that until I get the face started. And I suppose, I think we are about ready to start in on the face. Now the thing that I mentioned from my other videos, and I think you probably figured out right now, is of course this is a fast paced video, so you can always stop it anytime you want to stop it. Trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing in order to get this all in. I mean, this carving, I probably could get it done in, if I did it very, very, very slowly, this would probably be about a 10-hour carving. But we're gonna, now the thing I'm a little concerned about the face before I get started, I think I might want to take that back a little bit. I think his nose is a little higher than it should. Make sure we got the center line is coming out a little more. So I just feel just a couple of swipes, because I feel that now we got the nose, because the nose is going to come out to this point and everything else is going to come back. So I think we still might be okay. I might do one more swipe. Bring the center line back. And again, I gotta bring that 90-degree out. Sunlight. All right, what I've showed before, how to get started on the face is we want to figure where the top of the head is. Now this is where the top or the bottom of the hat is going to be, and I'm not sure, we might want to bring it down a little more. Because if it comes down here, now this is, I think that's fine right there. And this is kind of fine right here. I think we might be all right. I'll bring it down maybe a 1/8 of an inch. Let me straighten this out here a little more. Okay. Now I mentioned before we want to try to figure out where the eye line is, which is dead center between the top of the skull and the bottom of the jaw. So we want to imagine, since he's got this hat and he's got hair or whatever, we want to imagine it to be about here for the top. And we want the neck, because this is coming up a little more because he's got a cloak. His shoulder is probably going to be a little farther down. So the shoulder there, so you can probably say his head could probably be right about here. Now the only reason for these lines right now, there's two purposes actually, is so we know where the center, when we know where the eye line is. Eye line is dead center between those two lines. Between this line and this line. And then the nose is going to be between the eye and the bottom, about halfway. Technically it's at 1/3, but well, 1, it's character, and 2, I always like to make sure they've got enough lumber there. And then, like I've done with my other videos, is create this. So I'm going to go pretty fast with this. Actually, I'm not satisfied with this. There, that's farther out. There we go. This is, I believe, an obtuse. I might want to bring the nose down a little more. All right. Now, what's going to happen is these lines are going to disappear. We don't care about those lines. All we care about is the eye line. What I'd like to do is make sure you get that eye line all the way over so when you're carving, it'll come back. How am I doing? Let me... There, how's that? Is that a little better? All right, first we want to take and do a straight down stop cut at the bottom of the nose. And cut that out of there. We want to cut that out. And then we still want to be careful about that. What we want to do is from here is we want to come up about a 30-degree angle. I'll show you. Let me do this. And you want to scoop here because we want this hat. You're scooping down to bring the nose up, but we still want that hat. We might end up trimming some of that hat, but this is what we want. Take the pencil and put everything back in. Oops. Center line. Oh, that's why, because the lead isn't. Got to get the lead out. Take knife, and like I said, you want to turn the knife one way or the other. See how you can turn the, when I say turn in the knife, that's what I meant. Turn in the knife. Now, since I'm right-handed, and I think it's the same, the opposite of the left hand, is that I naturally will carve like this. In which, on this side, we will do that. We will start deep, and then bring it up. We don't want to go too deep and cut into the cheek. Now, you can do one of two things. You can turn the knife. I like to turn the knife instead. Or keep the knife like this and bring this around, and so you still have it natural. Now, what I've been trying to tell my other students is when you carve, you have a natural way of carving, this way or this way. And you bring the wood to how you're carving. Don't try to make the knife go do something else when you want to get into there and get in. Now, sometimes you might because of, like when I had to get in there to do kind of funny things or whatever. But when it comes to regular carving, you want to carve naturally and bring the wood around. Just like when you did this block out on a bandsaw, you don't move the bandsaw and have the wood solid, sitting solid. You move the wood around. So that's what we'll do here. Deep. Oh, I hope I didn't go too deep on the cheek. And again, this is going to go away from the nose. Here we want to go towards the eyeball, away from the eyebrow. Here we want to go towards the eyeball, away from the eyebrow. And this is kind of a medium cut. Here we want to go kind of shallow to deep towards the eyeball, away from the eyebrow. Here's a medium cut away from the eyebrow towards the eyeball. Now we've done, the whole idea is we're creating 2 chips. Now we just started 2 lines on one chip and 1 line on the second chip. And so this first chip, we're going to come from this point here to this point here. And we're going to go shallow, deep, and then shallow again. Because you don't want to get into that eyebrow. And that chip should come out. And here, where you're going to take, and you're going to about halfway up the nose, and you can go straight down towards the eyeball, eye line. And that should pop out. Now you can use chisel and so on and so forth, however your means of carving, carving the face. I like to do this because it is more of a beginner's type of carving, in which I'd like students and people to see that a lot of things are based on chips, taking chips out, chips out. Now I'm going to go from here to here. So I'm going to shallow, deep, shallow. That should come out. And here I'm going to go start about here, go straight down to the eye line. Oops, I did that just so it'd be easier for you to see. There, that's better. Kind of going on. As long as, however, if it's natural for you to carve a certain way, move the wood. Now we're going to do here's the eye line right here, and we're going to do a chip from going from here down, on the other side, down, so you could kind of create this sort of a hourglass chip, and then you're going to look to see that, make sure the profile looks good, doesn't look like a Klingon or anything. And this is just getting started. I mean, this is going to be more deeper, the face is going to be more deeper, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to get started on the face itself. Get that eye line in. Now this particular Santa or Saint Nicolas, his mustache is going to come down like this. It's not going to be, unless you still want him to have the happy mustache that I got on my other ones. Call it happy. But this is more of an old worldish. Okay, because the cheeks are going to be here, below the nose. And then I want to try to create the forehead is narrow, but the cheeks are wide. Let's get that hat back in there, and I think the hat line is probably pretty good. I think it's a little different from this one here. Let me come in a little bit. Well, we still got a lot of wood left. And I think we're still okay. I mean, well, okay to that model, but I mean, it's still good for what we're doing here. See, now you're beginning to see what's going on here. And you can take now you can take your V tool. In fact, let me put my glove on there. You can look at it. Make sure you got something to see.